Although it may not seem like much, $100 can get you some great experiences when traveling to other countries. From watching the northern lights illuminate the sky, to exploring the culture of an ancient civilization, here is what $100 will buy you around the world. Number 11. France. Most people who don't live there would love to visit the enchanting country of France sometime within their life. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, our budgets don't allow an expensive trip like that. But please don't fret, there are ways to make your dreams come true. First, instead of a fancy hotel, check out a hostel. At around $30 per night, you could stay for 3 days for under $100. Second, don't forget to check out the Louvre, especially if you're into arts and history. You can receive free admission to this famous museum if you're an art professor or under the age of 18. You can also enter at no cost after 6 o'clock every Friday if you're under 26. Or if you plan a visit between October and March. The first Sunday of every month is free. Don't forget to check out local spots for lunch and dinner to get a meal for just $10 to $20 as well. If you check out the right places, $100 can go far in this country. Number 10. Russia. If you're interested in spending your cash on some inexpensive but delicious eats and beautiful sights, this could be the ideal country to visit if you know where to go. If you're looking for a guided tour of Moscow's incredible architecture, it will only cost you about $90. There are also cheaper tours available if you want to venture on foot for only $35. If you're looking to spend money on food, check out some local restaurants. Although translating may be an issue in the less touristy spots, if you understand the language or are traveling with someone who does, you can get away with spending just $5 to $16 per meal. Don't forget to take a tour of the Moscow Botanical Garden either. At just over $5, or 300 rubles, you can get a guided excursion of this vast floral beauty. Number 9. Dubai. Although it may not seem possible to do much in Dubai on a budget, if you check out the right places, you can make it happen. For good food that won't break the bank, it's always best to dine at the same places locals do. There are plenty of Western fast food options in this city, but if you're looking to venture out of your comfort zone, you should try out a shawarma restaurant. If you're not sure what that is, just take a look through the windows while walking down the street. If you see meat roasting slowly on a continually turning spit, that's most likely the right shop. They serve it sandwich style with fresh pita bread, plus you can eat lunch for just $4 to $8 at one of these quick spots. After enjoying some good eats, you'll still have enough money left over for a little adventure. For just $90, you can take a guided tour into the desert to see the breathtaking landscape, go on a camel ride, test your skills at sandboarding, and even get a henna tattoo. Plus, with many tours, dinner included, so you won't need to pay extra for your evening meal. Number 8. Colombia. If you're on the hunt for a fun-filled tropical vacation that won't leave you broke, this is the place for you. When you're looking for great food, for an even better price, there are plenty of restaurants to check out in this country. For as low as $2 up to $6, you can get a 3-course meal in cities like Bogota, the capital of Colombia. This country is also known for their lower prices regarding shopping. If you're looking to purchase a pair of real leather shoes, it may cost you only about $70. Plus, if you want to relax on the beach, there are plenty of places to go like Playa de Spatbright, a beach on San Andreas Island. Visiting the beach is generally free, just remember to bring sunscreen so you don't end up looking like the lobster you'll be eating for dinner. For just $30, you can also schedule a tour to places like Guadape, where you can enjoy breakfast, view the spectacular rocky landscape, and take a guided stroll around the city. Don't forget to check out the Huangcuri waterfall in San Gil either. For only $3, you can rappel down the cascade for a small rush of adrenaline. Number 7. Nicaragua. For great landscapes and outdoor adventure, Nicaragua is the place to go on a small budget. Many hotels cost just $20 to $30 per night, or if you don't mind sharing a room, you can rent a bed for only $5 a night. Plus, most meals cost less than $3. Not to mention the scenery in this country is unimaginable. From the gorgeous beaches to colorful architecture, there are endless fun activities to do and sights to see for unmatched prices. Pretty much everybody has tried snowboarding or surfing at some point in their lives, but in Nicaragua, you can enjoy the fiery counterpart of these sports. Instead of riding the waves, try out volcano boarding. It only costs $30 to sled down a volcano in Leon if you book the trip at Bigfoot Hostel, whose room rates are cheap as well. Plus, this excursion includes transportation, the board you'll be using, a cookie and a beer at the volcano, and a cocktail back at the inn. Remember to check out the volcanoes at night too. Some are still active so you can see the glowing magma when it's dark out. Number 6. Australia. Although hotel prices can be pretty pricey in this country at $70 to $100 per night, there are a lot of things you can do while you're there that will make your $100 last. Sydney is considered a pretty expensive city for the most part, but you can do more than you think if you go to the right places. If you want to reach for the stars, take a tour of the Sydney Observatory. It's just $10 for an adult and $26 for a family of 4 to learn about the solar system and look through their telescopes. If you're the creative type, you can check out the Museum of Contemporary Art for free. If you feel like spending a day on the beach, then buy a ticket for the ferry for about $10 and head to the Manly Beach for the day. Soak up some sun and enjoy the cheap food options as well. Try fish and chips from Manly Ocean Foods for just $13, or grab a taco for $5 at Chico Bonita. But if you want to do something more iconic while in Australia, then check out the Sydney Opera House. Some shows can be upwards of $100, but other operas cost around $46. So don't panic if you've only got $100 to spend in this popular travel spot. Number 5. China. This country has a ton of culture and tradition to experience. So if you're planning a trip to China, make a note of these things you can do for $100 or less. If you're in Beijing, try to check out some of the restaurants. Going to places like Mr. Xi's Dumplings can save you some money. Large portions of this favorite Chinese finger food are only about $10 for a serving. If you want to dish out a bit more cash, for just over $60 you can take a day-long tour around Shanghai and learn the ins and outs of the city. Or book an excursion to Suzhou for just $20 more to see the beautiful architecture, canals, and gardens China has to offer. If you're in Beijing, don't forget to schedule a tour of the Great Wall of China. There are several offers available ranging from $60 to $90, which often include transportation from your hotel. Enjoy the sights from this ancient structure and stay within your budget. Number 4. Iceland. This cold nation is known mostly for its striking landscapes and numerous natural attractions. So if you're taking a trip to Iceland and have $100 to spend, here are some of the things you can do. For about $70 you can venture to the Golden Circle, which encompasses 3 remarkable locations. Throughout the day on this tour you'll make stops at Thingvellir National Park to experience some spectacular views, Gullfoss Waterfall to enjoy the dramatic cascades, and Strákar waterspout to watch the H2O burst into the air up to 100 feet. If you're lodging in Reykjavik, remember to try some of the local cuisine as well. One popular spot for good eats is Icelandic street food, a small restaurant in the center of the city. Enjoy a meal for under $20 like lamb or shellfish soup, and add on beer for about $5. One thing you shouldn't pass up is a nighttime tour to see the Northern Lights. Number 3. Thailand. If you're looking for a hotel in Bangkok, a room can cost around $80 per night, but some bed and breakfasts are less than $30. Research your options before booking a flight because there is a lot of cheap places to stay if you do a little digging. Even though lodging can be a bit expensive, there are a ton of cheap places to eat in Thailand, so $100 can go a long way. One option is a small restaurant in Bangkok called Bang Rock Cafe. Just $5 here can get you curry, soup, or stir fry. While you're in the city, you can also check out Chinatown, or Yaowarat, as it's referred to in Thailand, and choose from numerous street food stands. During your stay, don't forget to schedule a tour. You can go on a dinner cruise for just $40 on the Chao Phraya River, or see Bangkok's nightlife on a bike excursion around the city for only $50, or both. If you're more interested in seeing Thailand's famous architecture, remember to visit the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. The striking detail and marvelous murals of this sacred building are bound to keep you captivated. You can book a guided tour of these temples for $30 to $80, or wander around Bangkok on your own time to view these beauties. Number 2. Peru. There are plenty of hotels in Peru for fair prices that range from about $40 to $80 per night. However, if you're looking for cheaper options to fit a tighter budget, there are plenty of hostels available too. If you're planning to spend time in Lima, for instance, you can stay at Alpes Lima Hostel for just $23 a night. Since Lima is the capital of the country, you might want to take a day to observe the culture and learn about the history. Head to the Museo Larco, where you can view hundreds of artifacts and brush up on your knowledge of the Inca Empire. Admission to this popular museum is only about $9, which will leave you plenty of money to spare to try some good food. You may eat at the Museo Larco Cafe for just around $10 per dish, or venture out to try something more local. One restaurant in Lima called La Mar serves up fresh seafood for about $20 an entree. While you're in Peru, you can't forget to see Machu Picchu. An admission ticket costs just over $30, and it's well worth it to see this ancient Incan wonder. Number 1. Bali. This island in Indonesia is the perfect place to go if you're into tropical climates and on a tight budget. $100 will get you far at this destination. Of course, if you want all the bells and whistle in your hotel, it will cost you $60 or more per night. However, if you look into some hostels or bed and breakfasts, You can get a room for only $20 and be right by the beach. They also have great eats on the island at budget-friendly prices. Restaurants like Warung, Legun offer meals for just $3 to $5 and don't skip on portion sizes. While you're staying in Bali, there are plenty of guided excursions you can take too. Schedule a day tour to see what the island has to offer. For just $40, you can see the Sacred Monkey Forest, village life, and visit the Kintamani volcano. A spectacular experience for such a low price. Another option is observe hundreds of Indonesian bird species at Bali Bird Park. An admission ticket is just $25 and includes entry to all of the shows. So if you're interested in a vacation that won't break your bank, Bali is the place for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.